I think you've touched on so many great points, but knowing is only half the battle, right?
Right.
It's putting it into practice that can be really hard, especially when you're stressed and tired and those old habits are calling your name.
Absolutely.
So how do we actually do it?
Yeah.
How do we ditch the yelling for good and really embrace these more effective strategies?
It's tough, and I think it's important to remember that change takes time and effort.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
There's no quick fix or magic solution when it comes to breaking these ingrained patterns.
So no magic wand.
No magic wand, unfortunately. You
Yeah.
got to put in the work.
All right. Well, I'm willing to do that if it means I'm going to have a healthier relationship with my teenager.
Exactly.
So where do we even begin?
Well, the first step is awareness.
Okay.
Start paying attention to your patterns. When do you yell?
Okay.
What are those situations or behaviors that really trigger you?
Right.
Why do you think you react the way you do?
Yeah.
Keeping a journal can be really helpful for this.
Okay.
Just jot down those moments when you feel that urge to yell.
Okay.
And what's going on around you? What are you thinking and feeling in that moment?
So it's like becoming a detective of your own yelling habits.
Exactly. Gathering intel
Yeah.
on your own emotional responses.
Okay.
And once you have that data, you can start to see those patterns.
Yeah.
Maybe it's always during homework time or when you're feeling rushed and overwhelmed. Or maybe it's when your teenager gives you a certain look.
Oh, yeah. I know that look. You know the one I'm talking about.
It's like they develop a superpower
I do.
to push our buttons.
It's like their superpower.
Yes. But once you know your triggers, then you can start developing those strategies
Right.
to deal with them proactively.
Okay. So for example, if I know that homework time is my yelling danger zone,
Right.
I can maybe, block that time off on my calendar.
Exactly.
Put my phone away, create a calm environment.
Create a calm, supportive environment. Exactly.
Okay.
Or if it's that particular look that sets you off, maybe you have a signal with your teenager.
Oh, yeah, like a code word.
Yeah, code word.
I need a timeout.
Exactly. That means I need a time out before this escalates.
Okay.
The key is to find what works for you
Yeah.
and for your family.
Okay, so we're aware of our triggers now. What?
Now you got to figure out how to stop yourself from yelling in the heat of the moment. And that's where those self-regulation techniques that we talked about come in.
Okay.
Like breathing mindfulness,
Like all those things.
positive self-talk, taking a break, even just counting to 10.
Yeah,
Experiment and see what helps you calm down.
right. Those classic calming techniques.
Exactly.
They work.
They do. They really do.
Yeah,
And it's just about remembering to use them.
yeah. Having those tools ready
Exactly.
before you need them.
It's a practice, not a perfection game.
Of course. Yeah,
There will be times when you slip up.
right.
The key is to repair the damage and move forward.
Okay, so how do we repair the damage?
This is where that conversation about modeling accountability comes in again.
Right.
Really important. Don't just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that you made a mistake, apologize sincerely,
Right.
and have a conversation about how you can handle things differently next time.
It seems like this is a huge shift in mindset.
It is.
It's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about being human and willing to learn and grow with your kid.
You said it perfectly. And the beautiful thing is when you model that for your teen, you're teaching them such valuable lessons about accountability,
Right.
resilience, communication.
That's amazing.
It is. And I think that that's the most important takeaway from this whole conversation.
Okay.
It's not just about specific techniques. It's about a shifting perspective,
Yeah.
moving away from punishment and control and towards connection, empathy, and mutual respect.
Wow, that's powerful. So if there's one thing that you want our listeners to take away from this episode, what would it be?
I want them to remember that parenting is hard.
It is.
We all make mistakes, but it's never too late to learn and grow.
Okay.
And when we focus on those strong connections and we use those positive discipline strategies, we're setting our kids up for success.
Beautifully said. Well, on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up our deep dive into yelling, or rather, I guess the world beyond yelling.
The world beyond yelling.
But before we go, I want to leave you with a thought.
Okay.
Imagine a world where yelling is replaced with empathy.
I love that.
Punishment is replaced with guidance, and connection is the foundation of every parent-child interaction.
That's beautiful.
What would that world look like?
Yeah, what would that world look like?
I encourage you to reflect on that and try to create those moments of connection in your own family.
Well, small moments.
Yeah.
They make a big difference.
Absolutely. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep those conversations flowing.
Thanks for joining us.